You became an entrepreneur to make money. And don't forget, you became an entrepreneur to have a life. This is the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with the vision that's bigger than themselves. Learn how to stop trading in your wife or husband and kids for your success. Get ready to have your beliefs about traditional leadership methods challenged and learn how to enjoy massive productivity gains and in less time than you can believe. This is the Savvy Podcast.
Welcome to the Savvy Podcast. I'm Tim Marshall. Today I have the privilege of hosting Rocky Lalvani for a brief chat. Now, Rocky was shocked to learn that most business owners don't look at their financial reports. Like, can you believe that? Most people don't look at their financial reports. And hey, I used to be one of them. So it has to do with their own mindsets around money and also fear and shame. And when he realized that how much of a problem this was, he knew it was his purpose to help business owners be profitable. So Rocky serves as a Chief Profitability Officer for business owners. He teaches them how to ensure that they get paid and they make their profit a priority. He is a certified Profit First professional, and he implements the Profit First system. And he changes the accounting formula to sales minus expenses equals profit. The sales minus profit equals expenses. And this ensures that profit comes first. So it's not about the money. At all costs, people come before money. So welcome, Rocky. It's a privilege to have you with us here today. And I'm really, really looking forward to jumping in.
It's a privilege to be with you, Tim. Excited to be here.
Cheers. Thank you. So, Rick, you know the drill, 7 questions, 7 minutes, rapid fire. So should we jump on in?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So who's your ideal client?
So my ideal client is business owners generally with about $500,000 to $5 million in revenue.
Yes.
So they know how to generate revenue. They just haven't learned how to keep the profit yet. And they don't have somebody in the seat yet to help them do that. It's just, in the beginning, everyone's about, we got to get started and we got to get moving. Profit will come later. And we say profit is a habit. It's not an event.
That's so true. Absolutely so true. And so what's the problem you solve for these business owners?
So most business owners aren't accountants, right? Unless they're in accounting practice. And
very true.
Most business owners don't want to be accountants. They hate looking at their financials. They want to do what they love in their business.
Yes.
And that's where they focus their attention. But as you well know, if you don't pay attention to your numbers, you're going to have financial problems, right? We're going to make decisions that aren't appropriately good for your business. Sure. And so I serve as Chief Profitability Officer with the sole goal of making sure they're profitable.
Yeah, fantastic. Love it. Absolutely love it. So what are the typical symptoms people experience when they're not making profit?
So I think a lot of this is anxiety and fear.
Yeah. Sure.
A business owner says to himself, hey, I've created $1 million business, but they have to admit to themselves they don't understand the business of business.
Yes.
And that's 80 to 90% of business owners in that range. And so it's a struggle. And the other thing is tax time comes and they owe a big bill. And usually, that's when the accountant says to them, hey, you were profitable last year. You made X amount of profit and here's your tax bill, and the business owner says, well, I don't understand. I don't have any money in my bank account. Where is that profit? The accountants kind of laugh and say, well, you spent it, because that's unfortunately what happens. And then tax time comes and they get a big tax bill and then they're freaking out. How am I going to pay this tax bill?
Yes.
And these are the problems that we solve. With the Profit First is a simple system, but it makes sure that you actually have cash profit at the end of the year. And that when you have to stroke a check for your taxes, as much as you might hate taxes, you can do it.
It's there. Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. So what are common mistakes that people make when they're trying to solve it?
So I think the biggest mistake up front is that they think their bookkeeper and accountants are looking at their financials, making sure that it's right.
Yeah.
The problem is bookkeepers are focused on transactions. Did I put the transaction in the right place? That's their goal.
Yes.
And the accountant's goal is to do the taxes. And one of the accountant's goal in doing the taxes is that you pay as little taxes as possible, which is all well and good. But if you're paying little bits of taxes, that means you don't have big profits.
Right.
And so it's kind of they're thinking that these people are helping them to be profitable. And that's not their focus. Their focus is transactions and taxes.
Yeah.
So they need somebody whose sole focus is to ensure that they're profitable.
Brilliant. Absolutely love it. So if someone's sitting here in the audience today and they're feeling connected, they're feeling that, hey, this is something I need, what's a valuable free action that they could implement that could help them on that path of solving the problem?
So I'll give you a baby step that everybody can take.
Yes.
Go open one bank account.
Yes.
And every month, take 1% of your total sales.
Yes.
And put it in a bank account.
Love
and
it.
Don't touch it. So if you think about this, if you've got $1,000 in sales, you're only taking $10.
Yeah.
You're not going to miss that.
No.
And by just doing that little action over time, at the end of the quarter, look at it and go, that's interesting. There's a bit of money and you probably didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
And then ratchet it up, make it 2%. And just keep doing that. And over time, you will build up a hefty profit margin and you will have tons of cash.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Hey, I love that. Really love that. It's a great idea. So what's a valuable free resource that we can direct people to today, where they can find out more about you, more about the system, and take action?
So if you go to profitcomesfirst.com,
yes,
on there you will see a link to get 2 chapters of Mike Michalowicz's book, Profit First, for free. And so they can go there and they can download it. And then if they'd like to get more details on the Profit Answer Man podcast,
yes,
I go through every chapter of the book. I don't read it. I just kind of explain the highlights and the issues with each chapter. So you can get the first 2 chapters for free, and then I'll go through all the rest of the chapters with you if you find it interesting.
Fantastic. It's absolutely excellent. So we'll pop that link wherever you're watching this. The link will be either in the description or in the notes. So make sure you jump down there, click on it, and pop through and have a nosy. Last question. So from all your years of experience, what's the most valuable free tip that you can give our audience?
We talked earlier about what the ideal audience and the fact that you have fear and anxiety.
Yes.
And the reality is on the other side of that fear and anxiety is the life of your dreams.
Yes.
But you've got to go through it, right? You've got to go and take the step to face your fears, figure out your financials, and then make the appropriate decisions. And until you're willing to do that, you're going to struggle. And it's kind of that. Just face the fear. We all have it. We all have the anxieties. Just stand up to it, figure it out, and walk through to the other side. It's not bad.
Beautiful. Hey, absolutely loved it, Rocky. And we're basically smack on time. So fantastic effort there. And thanks for coming on. It's been an absolute privilege.
Thank you so much for having me, Tim. It's been a blast to join you.
You're welcome.
You've been listening to the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with a vision that's bigger than themselves, stopping the trading in their wife and husband and kids for their success. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show, and we hope you had fun along the way. We know we did. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, if you want to know more about the Savvy Method, hit the website at www.thesavvymethod.com. We'll see you again soon.